Well, good morning, everybody. This is DearMamaSal on a very overcast Wednesday morning. It's 2 degrees here in southern British Columbia, which would make it 35 in American. It is wet, chilly. Well, not really. Yeah, it is raining a little bit, but it looks to me like it's pretty close to being more than just rain. But I could be wrong. I don't know what the weather forecast is about us having the possibility of a white Christmas, but I don't know. It just all feels like it's getting closer, which will delight so many people. I personally like it when it falls, you know, it's so pretty. And then not so much after that. Yeah, I like to get my pictures in. Don't want to shovel it. Don't want to see it all dirty on the side of the road. I like it on a Christmas card. So for all of you who live in New Hampshire and Vermont and all those, you know, it's beautiful. I've been in Maine in the middle of winter. Beautiful. I'm glad I live in BC. I mean, I didn't mind living or being in Maine as long as I had somebody who could shovel the stuff for me. But, you know, I don't think I could have handled it on my own because there was a lot. What can I say? All right, this is a very special broadcast. No, not a broadcast, vlog. This is a very special vlog because I want to acknowledge a team of people I have no idea who they were. You see, when I was doing Dancember, I realized that there was a person called Angie something who was right there with me nearly the whole time, and maybe the whole time. Maybe it just took me a while to notice that she was there. Now, Angie something, I don't know what the other part of the name was, I have no idea who you were, or who you are. But I owe you an incredibly deep thank you. Along with a few other people you had hanging around you for quite a lot of the time. Now, you're probably all wondering, why? Well, let me tell you something. Angie, fill in the rest of the name, was so smart. She worked it out in a heartbeat that I needed help. Not that I was screaming for it, you understand, but she was smart enough to know that I needed it. And she took it upon herself to be the person who kept throwing up the Dancember link on the YouTube feed. And so, Angie, whoever you are, you go under a very big title, which means little things mean a lot to people. And I have talked about you to Benji and Judy and said I have no idea who this person was. But hopefully I will be able to put out the word and find out. Now, do I think that it's possible that some people will lay claim to being Angie just because they're going to get kudos? Possible? Very possible. Some people are like that. But anyway, the real Angie's going to know, and that's what's important to me. And so then they were backing Angie up. There was this other group of people, no idea who they were, who were really doing the cheerleading for me. and they were saying things like, come on guys, let's donate, we just need to take it to the next 5,000, whatever. All brilliantly helpful for me, because I didn't have to be spending my time writing those things. I could be interacting with the peeps and talking about Mauritius or Tunis or Morocco or wherever else people were talking to me from, and hopefully making them feel welcome and making them know that we appreciated they were there for us. And so Angie and this team of cheerleaders, Angie and the team, I'm going to call them right now, Angie and the team did so much to save me time. Now, I know that sounds insane when I had 24 hours in which to do this job. But, you know, every moment I didn't have to be typing that information was time I could be typing other information. So I was just so very, very grateful. And I want them to know that. Thank you. And I wanted to just wrap today's vlog around that thought. Now, before I go too much further, I'm certain some of you, because you are caring people, are probably wondering, you know, how my back is after having the biopsy yesterday. So I just wanted quickly to let you know, back is fine. Had felt a very slight twinge at one point last night, but that was all. Woke up this morning and I was sleeping on the side that had, you know, got the hole in it. I'm gonna call it that. I was sleeping on that side with, you know, all my weight on it. So, and we know I have a lot of weight. And it all seems to be just fine. I mean, I didn't wake up in a pool of blood or, you know, sort of nothing major appeared to have happened. I checked it this morning with my rear view mirror, as I call it, and it all seemed to be just fine. So, no need to worry about that. All right, so now then, let's talk about Angie and the team here, and little things mean a lot. So, my question to you is, I'm amazed I had two different people yesterday be quite horrified that I was going to be sort of on my own for Christmas. And it was an interesting reaction because I don't see it that way. I really don't see it that way, as you know, because I know I'm not alone. I know I will either go out and support. One of my friends is doing a wonderful thing on Christmas Day, feeding the homeless, and I will probably pop over there and give out some hugs, although that could be difficult with my back, but I might do it anyway. I believe, you know, that I will undoubtedly come home and spend some time doing a broadcast. So, all in all, it's going to be as busy or as lonely, as you put it, you know, as I want to make it. Now, the funny thing was, Yvonne, for those of you who know Yvonne, brought up my Christmas tree box, the box with the Christmas tree in it, last night. Because she's going away, and in case I wanted to put it up, she decided to bring it upstairs for me so I didn't strain my back trying to get to it. She's so nice. And then she said, well, I thought if you put it up, it's already pre-lit, so, it would look pretty just if you put it up. How cute is that? She really is so funny. But what she forgot was that the skirt and all those sort of things are in another box. And I have no idea where that box is. It's in the garage somewhere. We'll probably try and find it tonight. All right, so life is good. So under the heading of little things mean a lot, and Angie and the team, thank you for demonstrating that. I was just wondering what little thing you could do this Christmas time. Whether you believe in Christmas or not is not the issue. But around this time of year, what little thing can you do? What telephone call can you make that is probably a little overdue? What person can you send a hug to, be it via the internet or whatever, just to let them know that you were thinking of them? One of the things I used to say many, many, many years ago, before we had the internet, was, if you are too busy to write a letter to somebody, address an envelope and send it to them. Because even an empty envelope, if you think about it, the fun of getting an envelope is as great as whatever's inside the envelope. When you pick up that envelope and go, oh, this is from Jane, that's half the excitement. And so I used to say to people, if you don't have time to write the letter, mentally fill it full of love, seal it up and send it with just the address on the front. Now you're pretty sure that they're going to contact you and go, did you forget to put the letter in? Because that's what people will think. And then you can say, actually, no, I was so busy I didn't have time to write the letter, but I wanted to send you the thought. And so I sent you the envelope filled with love. And then, of course, we got the internet, so now we get to send letters without envelopes. But I think having the internet also makes us more lazy in some ways. We spend more time watching the kittens and the doggies than we do interacting with real people. And the reason probably is because it feels good. Who doesn't want to watch the dog adopting a duckling, or the kittens curling up with a puppy, or the one that I happened to come across yesterday, and I wasn't even looking at videos yesterday, but somehow it popped up on my screen, where they had a baby and there was a kitten snuggled up next to the baby, and then there was a dog's head over the kitten and onto the baby. So the kitten was actually the meat in the sandwich here. And it just was such an unbelievably cute picture. And that's something you also need to remember, that if you're feeling a bit down, a bit whatever this Christmas, there's so much on the internet to make you smile. So much. Whether it's your favorite comedian, whether it's, dogs that have been saved from being homeless, or people that have been saved from being homeless, whatever. There's so much that will make you smile, and I think, but it requires an effort. It requires that you actually do something. Now, I know some of you may be saying, but what if you don't have internet? Well, I'm pretty sure if you're watching this, you do, or you have access to it, because otherwise how are you watching this, right? So little things mean a lot, and Angie and the team you will actually never quite know how much I appreciated what you did for me. And therefore for Benji and Judy, and therefore for Dancember, and therefore for Convoy of Hope. Because your contribution was really quite, I'd like to say almost my backbone. Because I knew you were there, and I knew I could trust you to keep doing what you were doing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The other thing I was surprised about and wanted to make mention of is that when we turned the broadcast on, there were people from the Netherlands. Now, I don't know if all of you know this, but I was actually born in the Netherlands, in a place called Heemstede, which I don't actually talk about a great deal because I can't spell it very well. So I normally say Haarlem, which is actually what's on my birth certificate, as far as I know. The good news is that when we turned on the broadcast, there were people on the live feed from the Netherlands. And I thought, boy, that's pretty interesting, because here we were at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, which would have made it, already close to midnight or 11 o'clock, whatever, in the Netherlands. So I was really amazed that that we had people there from the Netherlands at that time. So, I acknowledged them and told them I was born there. But what fascinated me was I don't think there was a time that I went through, any of those time periods where there weren't people from the Netherlands. I kept seeing, I'm from the Netherlands, or I'm from Holland, or, I'm from Amsterdam, or whatever, kept popping up. And I'm going, wow, isn't that awesome? Now, before you ask, am I Dutch? No, I'm not. I actually was born in Holland. My parents were there at the time, and I had no control over it. So I am a Canadian that was born in Holland of British parents. I was a Brit for a long, long time, and I became a Canadian a few years ago, within the last 3 years, actually. So for all those viewers from the Netherlands, I wish I could remember. I want to say Danke, but that's German. Anyway, thank you. I really appreciate it. And, it was really strange because I expected so many voices from so many different countries, but that the Netherlands kept coming up. It was enough, there were enough people telling me that they were from the Netherlands that I made a note about it for next year, to be aware. So thank you, guys. So it is quietly raining, and that's the second cop car I've seen in the area today. Why would there be cop cars trolling? Oh well, never mind. Let me get on with my day. All right, everybody, have a wonderful day. Remember that the little things you do for other people, actually, they do have impact. And don't do them for the acknowledgement. Do them because you will feel good for doing it. I always say, it's like all the people that are writing and telling me how awesome I am because, I did Dancember. I keep saying I'm really not that noble. I thoroughly enjoy Dancember. You probably see that. I thoroughly enjoy you don't need me to keep telling you, but I love all the love that goes around. I love, getting up and playing the maggot. I love it that we can have so much fun. I'm actually trying to convince Grampy next year that he and I do the egg challenge. What do you think, guys? I think Grampy and I doing the egg challenge will be a big hoot. Of course, poor Grampy didn't really know what the egg challenge was, but I convinced him to do it with me anyway. I said, no, don't worry, Gramps. You'll love it. More importantly, Grampy, it'll make people laugh, and therefore you'll love it. You said, okay, so. Yeah. I don't know why just thinking about that is making my day. This is Dear Mama Sal saying, do little things for people. It'll make a difference. And bye-bye for now.